producer, writer, and activist whose work has always brought complex subjects to a variety of audiences. As many of you know, she makes documentaries and narrative feature films. She's directed music videos, and she also lives here in Oakland, where she's a visiting artist in our film program at CCA. She's a member of the Directors Guild of Great Britain and a voting member of the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Most recently, Pratibha has released Alice Walker, Beauty and Truth, a bio-documentary about her friend, the Pulitzer Prize-winning author Alice Walker. So please help me welcome Pratibha Parmar.
Hi everyone. Well, it's so fabulous to be here, not as the filmmaker, talking about my work, but having the pleasure to talk to this wonderful group of filmmakers who, if they could please come up to the stage, and we will begin the panel discussion. Okay, so, you'll have to excuse me, I have a slight cough. Many of you have had this dreadful cold flu thing that's been going around at the tail end of it. I just want to say a few little things about the films, Mike, kind of first.
Yeah, like real life.
You want some more light?
Yeah.
You can't see us? Is that better?
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever's the light maestro, for doing that. I was thrilled to be asked to, chair this panel and enter into conversation and ask questions of these filmmakers. And when I watched the films, the links that were sent to me, I had to watch them more than once. And watching them tonight, as a body of films all together, a program of films together, there's so many things that came up for me, and I'm sure it did for many of you, but they are powerful, they are moving, they're compelling. The themes that they address are so, diverse, but yet there's so much commonality in them. Experienced diaspora, migration, asylum, queer visibility in histories, and the importance of building communities, documenting those histories, taboo subject of depression and the pressure of being children of immigrant parents who have certain kinds of expectations, genderqueer families, presentations, the kinds of ruptures that are created in families which are first generation, second generation, and ways of talking about love. I mean, one of the things that I found really moving in RJ's piece was the moment when your father turns around and he says, "I love you from the bottom of my heart." And, that's something that many of us probably can identify with, because many of us come from cultures where our parents didn't say. It wasn't part of our cultural norm and language to say, "I love you." And I found that really moving, because partly it's my own experience, recent experience with my mother who has dementia. It's only when she began to get dementia that she actually started to say to me she loved me. So it sort of really resonated with me. Anyway, so Nicole, who's Nicole? Nicole. Okay, so I'm going to ask you all, actually, let's take it from the top there, and I'm going to ask you all to introduce yourselves and say a little bit about yourselves.
Hi, good evening. My name is Penny Morado. I made My Beautiful Resistance. Yeah, I'm a small business owner in Oakland. And I try to tell my story for my own, kind of like you. And I'm a filmmaker too now, so.
Hi, I'm Tina Takamoto. My film was Sex, Politics, and Sticky Rice, and it was inspired by the Dragon Fruit Project, which is an oral history project documenting Asian American and Pacific Islander queer lives.
I'm Nicole Miyahara, and my film was To Sit With Her. And it was part of a fellowship called Armed with a Camera Fellowship through Visual Communications in Los Angeles.
Hi, my name is Sally Tran. I made the depression film because I was battling with depression, chronic depression, PTSD, and anxiety, and I wanted to make it visible, have these conversations be told and make it visible.
Hi, my name is RJ Lozada. I did the Distance Between. It really just is an exploration of what family means and genetic connections and chosen families, what that looks like nowadays.
All right, I just want to say it's an honor just to be on this amazing panel with all these filmmakers. They're amazing, kick-ass, yay! My name is Viet. I did the last video. It's a time-traveling trans love triangle. It's also trilingual and it's a trilogy.
Okay, so why don't we actually start with Love Bank? You called it sex-experimental time-traveling trans love triangle. What I found really fascinating was the use of the music genre, the music video genre, and clearly you're exploring all kinds of ideas about trauma, using the shares and sampling things from Fleetwood Mac. Can you unpack what the project is with this film?
Sure. It's Fleetwood Mac and also Nancy Sinatra, a Vietnamese cover of Nancy Sinatra, Bang Bang, which is a song about war. And in Vietnam, it was censored as part of this genre called Nhạc Vàng, golden music. It was censored because they're love songs that say, I miss you, or I love you, where are you? But of course, why do you miss someone? Why is this lover missing? Because of the war. And I was really interested in music video and pop music in particular because when I was living in Southeast Asia, in Cambodia and Vietnam, I was compelled by these histories of trauma, and this year is the 40th year of the military engagements in Southeast Asia. April 30th marks the end of the Vietnam War. So I was really interested in these countries. There was not necessarily a discussion about these historical traumas, but everyone's watching pop music videos or K-pop on TV, and I was really interested in this gap. So I was trying to unpack that in the video.
Penny, you probably have the mic up.
Just go from this way, since we've already yelled. So, RJ.
I found your film very layered because, on the surface, it is a love letter to your unborn child in the future, who you may never meet. And it's so full of yearning and longings, but not just to have that encounter, potential encounter, but actually the way in which you use that to explore your relationship with your absent father, who is absent so often. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Well, my therapy session's tomorrow. But I mean, it just kind of made sense to to format the narrative in a letter. You know, when Samala and Sky asked me to donate, like it brings up questions of like why, you know, why you would choose someone to be a father, and why you would want to start a family, and these questions are never quite answered in your own families, I feel. Like I still don't know why my mom and dad got married, and I still don't know why they had kids, but they had kids, and I think perhaps then writing it in a letter and that kind of the resonance of yearning is just an expression of just not knowing anything. I don't know what to say.
Okay, so were you, yeah, all right, so let me ask you this. I promise I'm not going to be your substitute therapist. So in the process of making the film, when you started to make, you know, started this letter, were you aware, or did you have the intention to also explore the relationship that you have with your family?
I did. I mean, it kind of became intuitive because in order to understand what being a father or a parent is, like it only made sense to me to look at my own family. And language is huge in the diaspora, and so it just kind of naturally flowed together to express it that way.
Yeah, because also you cover through the kind of ruse, as it were, of teaching language. You know, you're teaching certain concepts, you know, Baha'i, you know, home, love, familiar, you know, all of these huge, big concepts, emotional concepts, which I think really kind of layer your piece in a way that makes it so full of longing and yearning.
Thank you. It only made sense to use those words. I mean, I guess it's kind of low-hanging fruit, but it is a letter to a child after all. And, you know, legacies are so, you know, passing on your legacies, like one of the reasons why we're here. And so, yeah, it just makes sense.
Thank you.